What's up guys, it's Harp here with another video, and today's video is going to be the top 5 Fire Natural 4 Stars in Summoner's War. So I'm going to start with the honorable mention, and then I'll go into 5th place, then 4th place, then 3rd place, then 2nd place, and then finally 1st place. Alright, so let's get into this list. Alright, the honorable mention is going to go to Chloe, the Fire Epicon Priest. Now Chloe used to be a very overpowered monster, but with some new things that have happened in the game, she is more just good, but she's not overpowered. So her first skill is just going to basically attack an enemy and recover the HP by 30%, which isn't very good really on her. The attack does do damage according to her max HP, but she really just doesn't hit all that hard unless you're trying to make her hit hard. But the way most people do build her is more just about speed rather than her hitting hard. Her second skill just recovers the HP of 2 allies. So the one with the lowest HP ratio is by 25%, and the one with the second lowest HP will be healed by 15%. So that's alright, it's just a little heal. Her third skill is really why she is so good, because it gives all allies invincibility for 1 turn as well as immunity for 2 turns. Max skill, this is reusable every 6 turns. So basically what you will be using Chloe for is on arena offense basically now, and Guild War offense. Not so much defense anymore, because there's so many strippers in the game now that now so many people have strippers, and therefore they can strip Chloe's buff and basically kill your defense with ease. For offense, she's really good because you can still use a cleave team as long as you're not going up against a stripper. I use her in my arena offense a lot. If you're not going up against a stripper, you can bring Chloe, Galleon, and 2 nukers, and you'll be doing good because you'll put the invincibility and then all of them will attack, and then your Galleon will go defense break, and your 2 nukers will hopefully kill the whole other team. Anyway, so that's really the main use you'll find when using Chloe, is just arena offense and guild battle offense. You can find use for her in some TOA stages maybe if you need immunity or invincibility, but for the most part just arena offense and guild battle offense. So basically that's why Chloe's in this list. So let's get on to the 5th place. Alright, so 5th place is actually going to go to Beretta, the Fire Sylph, who is actually a fusible monster in the fusion hexagram. So if you don't have him, go fuse him, he's a good monster. His first skill just gives him a crit rate buff by 30% if you get a critical hit. It's not really that special, but it's something. Second skill is actually a really good skill. It sets the attack bar to 0 of any ally, so in TOA it's great to set the boss's attack bar back to 0. Third skill, another good skill, puts 2 dots on all enemies for 3 turns, so basically 6 dots on all enemies in total, which is a really pretty good skill. And then his speed leads the attack speed of allies by 90%, so that's pretty good. So basically where you'll be using Beretta is going to be mainly in TOA. He's a great TOA monster, but you can also find use for him in some dungeons, especially Dragons B10, especially if you're kind of a beginner in Dragons B10. One more place you can also use him is in arena offense and guild battles offense, mainly for the speed lead. Now the speed lead isn't all that special anymore because there's so many speed leads that are higher percent than 19, but a speed lead is a speed lead, so it can be useful there. So those are basically the reason why Beretta's coming in at 5th place. Alright, so 4th place is going to go to Cayman, the Fire Anubis. First skill, attacks 2 times, putting an HP block for 2 turns with a 30% chance each. Damage scales on attack speed. Second skill, damage proportionate to your max HP, and recovers 50% of the damage dealt as HP. So if you have a tanky Cayman, it'll hit hard and it'll heal half the damage back. The damage increases as the enemy's HP becomes lower, so that's pretty good to finish monsters off. And his passive. On each turn grants a shield which is equivalent to 20% of your HP and lasts for 2 turns to an ally with the lowest HP ratio. So the ally with the lowest HP will get a shield for 2 turns worth 20% of Cayman's HP. So just reading the skills, you should probably just build Cayman with a lot of HP. Also speed is what you're going to need. So speed and HP, and then of course defense does not hurt, attack does not hurt, but speed and HP is what you'll be looking for. He also has this attack speed leader by 24% guild battles, which is really good. Cayman is useful in most PvP areas of this game, especially arena defense, guild battle defense, and guild battle offense. You'll see him a lot in guild battle defense and arena defense. He's great in a guild battle defense of Theomars, Cayman, and Jasoon. He's also good in guild battles offense because he can actually hit pretty hard and the shield is very useful. I recently saw a video by Serial Number about Cayman, Garo, and Zhang Fei being a 3-man solo for Dragons B10, as well as most of the Kairos dungeon, Hall of Magic, Hall of Water, Hall of Fire, and all those Essence dungeons. So that's another thing he can be useful for if you're trying to get on that. I'll leave the link for that video down in the description as well. So that's why Cayman comes in at 4th place. Alright, so 3rd place is going to go to Lisa, the Fire Neostone agent. First skill, attacks 2 times, both with a 25% chance to put glancing on. So glancing, pretty good. Second skill, it strips all the debuffs off an enemy, and if there's 2 or more debuffs, your whole team's attack bar will go up by 20%. Third skill, removes all harmful effects on all allies, and 3 randomly selected allies will attack an enemy target. So Lisa is basically one of the best cleansers in R5. She's good because this third skill cleanses as well as puts an attack that actually does really pretty good damage depending on who the randomly selected allies are. So she's a very good monster in R5, and she can also be pretty good in Dragons B10 as well as Necro B10. So that's basically why Lisa is coming in at 3rd place. Alright, so 2nd place is going to go to Vertihil, the Fire Vampire. I feel that Vertihil is commonly overrated by beginning players. They think Vertihil is one of the best monsters in the game. Now Vertihil is a very good monster. He's good almost everywhere, but he's only great in some parts of the game. So basically his first skill attacks 2 times, recovering HP by 30%. His second skill just attacks and the critical rate is up 30%, so it can hit pretty hard. And then his passive is really good. Your critical hits increase the attack bar of all allies by 20%. Now this first skill attacks twice, so it will give all allies 40% attack bar every single time Vertihil uses this skill, which is really good if you think about it, because you're just going to be getting so many more turns than the enemy. Alright, so Vertihil is great in Dragons B10. One of the best Dragons B10 monsters in the game. The amount of turns you get your team is just really good, because the more turns you have, the easier everything becomes. Also, Vertihil has this 28% attack speed in dungeons lead, which is very good. Another reason he's really good in Dragon. Vertihil can also be useful in some guild battles and arena battles. Just the amount of attack bar he gives you can be useful in almost anything in this game, but again, he's especially good in Dragons B10. So if you're building Vertihil, of course, you're definitely going to want 100 crit rate as well as much speed as you can get. And then if you're going for a nuke Vertihil, put some crit damage on him, because he will be on 100 crit rate, so that can be a good choice. And then also put some attack on him. If you're going for more of a support Vertihil or a tank Verd, then put some HP and defense on him. So that is basically why Verd comes in at 2nd place. Now the number 1 Fire Nat 4 in Summoner's War is Hua, the Fire Ox Astra. Hua is good in literally almost every single thing in this game. Hua's first skill basically puts a speed debuff on with 50% chance, which goes up to 80% chance if you max skill her, and does damage according to her attack speed. And you're going to want speed on her anyways, so that's really a pretty good feature she has. Her second skill puts a dot for 3 turns on. Damage also increases as your attack speed increases. So again, that's good. And Hua's passive. So it'll decrease the attack bar by 25%, and if she procs with that 20% chance, then it'll decrease it 25% again, making it 50%. If she procs again after that, 75%. If she procs again after that, 100%. Now the combination of Hua having her speed debuff as well as her passive makes her such a good monster. On top of all of her good skills, she can also end up hitting really pretty hard. Like I said earlier, Hua is good in almost every aspect of this game. Hua is great in Dragons B10, Hua is great in Giants B10 speed teams, Hua is good in Necro B10, Hua is great in R5, Hua is good in TOA, Hua is good almost everywhere. So Hua is basically coming in at 1st place because she's so good in so many places of this game. So that is going to wrap up this video. To recap, Chloe Q was an honorable mention, Beretta was 5th place, Cayman was 4th place, or Kamoon, however you pronounce it, Lisa was 3rd place, Vertihil was 2nd place, and Hua was 1st place. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, leave them in the comments. If you have any suggestions for future top 5 videos, leave them in the comments. We'll be glad to hear those.